Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. With your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Welcome, one and all. The setup looks really close, and I apologize for that. Before I get into that, let me just say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this space and this time with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. So really quickly here, I had to pull out my old setup, and I can't have it where I had it before because the door that I had it hanging on is not, it doesn't hang open, it doesn't open anymore and hold out the camera. And so I had to like jerry rig this contraption today, and so this is the best I could get and as far away. But as you can see, the holder for my device to record, it broke off for whatever reason, and so I use it all the time. It's no surprise, I'll just have to get another one, but it just so happened to break before I started these readings. And so, point in case, not everything goes according to plan, but that doesn't mean that you give up, right? Sometimes you just have to change your plan, not your goal, but you just change your plan. And I feel like I need that reminder today, and I feel like those of you that are coming on here, maybe you need that reminder too, right? So today it's just going to be a little bit different, but I appreciate your patience with everything and sticking it out with me and knowing that you're still going to get these quality readings. Awesome. So let's start with your prayer, and then I'm going to explain what we're doing today, because the reading is why do people fall in love with you? But just because of the time constraint and the amount of time it takes me to upload my longer readings, you're going to be getting shorter readings for the time being. Don't worry, I will eventually get to longer readings, but this is how things are going to be for the time being, okay? So if you want a longer reading from me and are interested in a personal reading, you can always check out the description box and email me, and we can go over those options that you have. All right, so my beloved source, my prayers for any and all who come onto this channel, this video, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. Today I just ask that you bring us into a state of centered calmness and remind us that not everything is meant to go the way that we expect, but that doesn't mean that it's not moving or that it's not going in the way that we need it to, and that you are oftentimes redirecting us to what is better for us and what is more aligned with our soul mission, what is more in tune with our soul and our heart's desire. And so I ask that you bring us into this space of peace and understanding and acknowledgement that you're always protecting us. Even if we don't see it, even if we don't understand it, and even if we don't know exactly what that means, but that you are here guiding us along the journey and helping us to find the path of least resistance. So today, I ask that you hold us in that energy and reminding us and keeping us open. And for those of us that have the open hearts to receive this, that we are exactly where we're meant to be, and that everything is going exactly as it's meant to be going right now, and that if we take a moment to find one thing that we are grateful for, we have the opportunity and the power within our hands to ultimately affect the remainder of our day for the good. I pray that you protect us all, that you keep us held safe, and you remind us of how loved we are. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho Ase. And I love this particular incense. For whatever reason, it burns as a whole piece, and it's really cool to watch it. It's sandalwood, and I have another piece in my glass. I don't know if I can bring it over and show you. Don't mind it, it's dirty. I haven't cleaned it out yet, but you see that's a whole piece of the sandalwood in there. See how it burned whole? So I thought that was cool. We are whole. We are home. We are complete. All right, you might be moving around a lot more than normal. It's because this particular stand is a wiggle arm. I don't know, what do you call that? A mobile arm. It's not sturdy like the other one that I had. The other one was just a movable up and down, side to side arm. This one is a wiggle. You can move it wherever you want, and so you might move around a little bit more. And for that, I apologize. It's not something I can control. So hang with me. Today is a pick your oracle card, okay? We're going to be why do people fall in love with you? And it's pick your love deck. We have the Whispers Angels deck. We have this is just a love oracle deck. That's all it is. And then we have the, I don't bring this one out very often. I think this one is just called Love Oracle too. So yeah, just whichever one you're drawn to. For pile number 1, we do have this beautiful piece of amethyst. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this piece of pyrite, if I can talk. Okay, and for pile number 3, we have this beautiful tumbled rock. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's beautiful. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the reading for you, and I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this deck, then this is going to be a reading on why do people fall in love with you. I would suggest checking out the intro if you're wondering why things look a little bit different, just to save time on your reading. I'm not going to go into it too much, but if you're interested in understanding why things look a little different, I did explain that on there. I also have a really powerful prayer that I talked about this morning, or today, I guess you should say. But I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this reading happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to move these off to the side just because we don't have much space. We'll put that there. And Source, can you tell us why people fall in love with pile number 1? Source, why do people fall in love with pile number 1? What would you like us to know at this time? Why do people fall in love with pile number 1? Also, you are going to see the camera shake more, and that's why I suggest that you check out the intro. I'm not just going to explain it anymore here, but just a heads up. We've got the 10th house, Aries, and Uranus energy. This is extremely close, so you're going to be able to see these really well. All right, so we've got why do people fall in love with you? You're an extremely hardworking person. You're absolutely passionate about what it is that you do, and that passion has actually created a lot of change in your life, right? There's a lot of differences. People who've known you for any amount of time, they see just how much you've changed. They see just how much you've stepped up into a leadership position. They see that you understand what it takes to be in a powerful position without being a dictator, right? Without being dizzy on a brick, abrasive, or just overbearing. I mean, a lot of people get into that position and they they let it go to their heads. But here you see where you've actually done a lot of work. You've shown up, you've stayed consistent with your journey. Things have happened. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of here going over there, and you have somehow mastered staying consistent with the journey and whatever it asks of you, the disciplines that it asks of you. You show up wholeheartedly for those, and even the boring things you continue to show up wholeheartedly for, and you smash that out of the park is what I'm hearing right now. And because of that, there's this ultimate magnetic change that's happening to you where you're being seen. Right? You're being seen by people who you meet day to day. You're being seen by the people who you work with. You're being seen by everybody right now. And it's like everybody wants a piece of you, pile one. In the best possible way. Did you hear the frequency skip? In the best possible way. They want to get to know you. They want to talk to you. They want to be around you because you have such a beautiful energy. You're this bright light in the world. And if they could just talk to you long enough, it's like, if I could just be around pile number one for any amount of time, then maybe that would rub off on me. Maybe that would help me be a more consistent person. And so one of the reasons that people are falling in love with you, it doesn't matter, men, women, whatever it is that you're drawn to, that does not matter here. It's just showing that the reason people are falling in love with you is because you are very authentic to who you are, standing in your power, standing in what it is that calls you, that feels like home and that feels like where you're supposed to be. This is definitely a North Node energy, and North Node makes us magnetic, but it's also that energy of just saying, you know what, I'm tired of people judging me. I'm tired of people having some kind of say in my life. So I'm just gonna like brush that off my shoulders and live to the best of my ability here. And that's something that people find so attractive and something that is so easy to fall in love with. Of course it is, because you're being true to yourself. You're not trying to be someone that you're not. So today we are going to use the Final Rose Tarot. These are just fun. You're going to see things moving around because this is so light. But Source, can you tell us more as to why people fall in love with pile number one? What would you like to tell us today, Source? Why do people fall in love with pile number one? Okay, thank you. Why do people fall in love with pile number one, Source? All right. Hello. It's such a funky... That was a weird shuffle. You're very unique. You're different. You stand out because you're different, right? But it's the way you approach what it is that you do. You have a fresh mind to the way that you approach life. Whether that's your career, which we see with the 10th house, this could absolutely be your career. Just your destined outcome, whatever it is that you feel is your destiny you're moving towards. It could be a spiritual journey. Could just be a life that you live. Stay in your lane. That's what I just heard. You're not trying to control other people's lives or tell them what to do. That's a very attractive trait, right? We have the Knight of Mirrors, the Meathead. This is such a weird... The Swords cards in this deck are so weird. But you have very attractive chest here with this energy. But also, this is giving me that energy like you just don't take anybody's BS. Like, you're not over here... Like, if someone's trying to treat you a certain way, or if they've got jealousy, if they've got some aggressions that they're putting out on you, like, you cut that right at the butt and you say, enough. Enough is enough, right? What is that they say? You take it off at the head? Yeah, that's this energy here. With the Knight of Swords, you're your own hero. You don't need anybody to save you. And as much as that's intimidating, it's also extremely attractive. We have the Six of Swords on the bottom with the silver lining here. You're not afraid to partner up with the people who are going to get you to the next level. We have the Queen of Flutes, which is the Queen of Cups with the caregiver. And you're this very kind energy, right? You're incredibly kind. And you have overcome things that most people wouldn't have. Most people would have given up a long time ago, but you still persevered. You overcame. You leave your heart on your sleeve. People get to experience that love and that compassion from you. But also, I feel like when you leave, they're left with this very empty feeling because they're not used to having so much love given, and you give without expecting anything in return. It's like, I'm going to give, but also you're not just giving for the sake of giving to get, attention from someone or to get someone else's love or to get someone else's eyes on you. Like, you're just a naturally giving, kind, and intuitive person, and you really do care. So when you show up, you show that you really do care, and that's not something that a lot of people get to experience on a day-to-day basis. And so why people are falling in love with you is because you do see the silver lining in everything. You make bad situations seem all right. What most people, like I said, they would have given up a long time ago, and for you, you're like, it's no big deal. It's just life. We're gonna make it through, right? We're gonna make it through this. It's not the end of the world. Is it a setback? Sure, but what's life without some setbacks, right? That's just life. Like, we have the Queen of Roses, the Beauty Queen. We have the Page of Flutes, the Daydreamer. I love this. You're an incredibly attractive person physically. People are very attracted to you. You are someone who also receives very wise messages from source, and you give those out. I feel like people come to you and they tell you things, and then you just immediately have a solution or a resolution to whatever it is that they're going through. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I've been trying to figure this out for so long. How did you know that? It's just because here with the Page of Flutes, you have your head in the clouds, but not in a bad way, right? Like, what is it when they call you an airhead? Everybody wants that to be an insult. But in reality, if you're an airhead and you have your head in the clouds, it means that you're willing to use your imagination to let your heart, lead you along. And it's so funny because we can start changing the way that we see these certain names that people are giving us. But when I look at this, is the exact image that I think of when someone's like, oh, you're an airhead. It's like, you don't really know me and you're calling me that, and that's fine. But in reality, I'm just going to take it as a compliment, because I do dream a lot and I do live with my head in the clouds, because I'd rather live in this world that feels better to who I am rather than try to make myself fit in this reality where I already don't believe I fit in. And so I feel like you get that a lot, and that's something that people find incredibly attractive about you, Pile 1, is this energy of you're able to see the good in the bad situations. You bring a light about you, but you're just this beautiful person who is very dreamy and genuine, and a lot of grace. There's a lot of grace to you. It's interesting because we have the Beauty Queen here, but it's, if you notice, it's second place. It's not first place, and that's so weird, right? It's like, oh, okay, that's second place. But I feel like this is just pointing out that you're very humble and modest. Like, it doesn't matter to you if you're winning or if you're in the lead or if you're above other people or if you're better than other people. None of that matters to you. The only thing that matters is that you're doing stuff that really makes you feel good about you. And that's why people fall in love with you. They just find that so attractive, because you're not trying to outdo people. You're just trying to be the best that you can be. I'm going to get some description messages here too. We'll see what your looks has to do with it. This is a little bit loud, so if you have sensitive ears, definitely mute it. And then when I'm done using it, I'll bring my hands back like this so you know you can unmute it. So here we go. Okay, so Source, why do people fall in love with pile number 1? Can you give us some description messages here? Why do people fall in love with pile number 1? Okay. 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 All right, so let's see what we've got here. Separate these out. Oh, you've got quite a few. We've got average. Okay. Now, don't take this, like, oh my gosh, I'm average, basic. What is that? Everybody says you're just basic. No, they're saying like you're average. Like you're not like incredibly, oh my gosh, unattainable beauty. And don't take that as an insult. But you're not you're not on the other side either. It's like you are someone that's relatable. And as odd as that sounds, that's sometimes far more attractive to people and far more easy to fall in love with someone who's relatable than someone who feels completely unattainable, or like, I'm never going to get to the point where they are. Like, that's just a dream of a dream of a dream of a dream. They're like, when it comes to you, pile number one, it's like, even though you're incredibly beautiful, right? Especially with the Queen of Wands coming out, you're incredibly handsome, whatever it is. You're a very attractive person, but there's also something that's average about you that allows people to relate to you, and that's something that really they find incredibly attractive. Okay, so this could be a men on here, but we have Adam's apple. So there's a lot of women on here who really like your throat. I feel like this is also pointing out that, like, if you're a woman, that you have a very attractive throat. Like, maybe you have a very long neck, very elegant neck. You wear a lot of jewelry. Sculpted. Yeah, that's not surprising, especially with the meathead coming out here. You're very fit, very toned. That's why people fall in love with you. We have the fun one. Yeah, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with the average too. Like, you're someone who people can get along with and like have a good time and to joke with, and they're not, while they're trying to impress you, they're not like trying to overtly impress you where they feel like nothing they do is good enough, right? Brutal. Yeah. You can be very brutally honest when you want to be, and that's a trait that I feel like the world would benefit more from. And it's not that, well, I was just trying to be honest, not that toxic honesty. It's like, just like when something needs to be spoken or when someone needs to be stood up for, like, you're the person who does that. And that's something that a lot of people like. You can be serious. I feel like this is just pointing to, like, when you're thinking, you have a very attractive face when you're thinking, you know, like, you could bite your lip without realizing it. You could, you know, have this look where you look up into the sky and your eyes are all big and they can see your eyelashes and see your eyes. Like, there's something about when you're serious and thinking that's very, very, very attractive. Messy. You like that sexy messy. You know, like you have bedhead, or you intentionally have ruffled clothes, wrinkled clothes. Like, you're not trying to be all, I'm in a suit. And maybe you are in a suit, but it's like when you're hanging out, you like to wear a pair of sweatpants and, you know, a t-shirt, or you just like to just chill. You're not in this energy of like, I'm trying to put every hair in its place. I'm not trying to have every part of my clothes in its place. Like, you're just a very chill person. Right? Like, you're just a very chill person, and that's what the people fall in love with. They really are attracted to that aspect of you. Let's get some oracles out, and then we'll check and see what your oracle has to say. You could be a Leo. We have self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity here. So you're very confident about who you are, and you should be, right? There's no need to be worried about who we are. We have the patient. I can endure whatever twists and turns life brings me. Didn't I say that earlier with the dice? Like, it's people have seen you go through. It's like something bad happens and you're like, no big deal. No big deal. It's all right. I'll get through it. We'll get through it. Right? And it's something about you that makes people feel like even the hardest of things they can get through. Like, you help them get through that. You help them reconnect with their emotional well-being and staying strong within themselves, and that's something that they fall in love with. You're also tapped in, especially with the Queen of Cups coming through over here and the Queen of Flutes. You're very much tapped in, and you can see beyond the veil. So you could be very psychic, very intuitive. You have this gift of knowing, and that's something that people fall in love with. You're also the joyful. I know that the purpose of life is to be happy and live purposefully. And this is the energy here. Yeah, so you're just a very free spirit, right? You're a leader and you live in that leadership energy, but you're just a free spirit. Like, you have this beautiful free spirit about you that people really enjoy. You're very nurturing with the earth magic energy here on the bottom. It's like you go out of your way to be who you are with others. It's not really going out of your way as much as it is you just give love to everybody, and everybody thrives because of that. And because you give that love and compassion to others, like, that's why they fall in love with you. It's like, how could I not love pile number one? Because they're just this beautiful, kind-hearted person. Yeah, we have you see clearly now. You're incredibly intuitive. Okay, you can see what's going on. You help people out without asking for anything in return. This is why people fall in love with you, because it's like if they had someone in their life like that, and it could be romantic love, it could be friendship love, it doesn't matter. It's just that if they could have you in their life all the time, like, that would just mean so much to them. Yeah, look, Peregrine Falcon, observation, this talks about the eye of Horus, the third eye. It's like you are someone who's incredibly intuitive, and you help people get resolutions to things that they didn't know even had a solution to it. And isn't it interesting? Hello, let go. Look, we have 25 and 43. Both of these are 7, right? And 7 is a very spiritual number as well, but it's also meaning you can have luck if you change what it is that you're doing. It's this very unique energy, but we see here that this is something that you're very connected with Source. And it's like, even when things go awry, you still embody that Source energy. It's a very lovely energy. Let's get a couple of yin yang cards on it. Can you tell us a little bit more, Source, of why people fall in love with pile number 1? Okay, one more. Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have present, abundant, and gratitude. Yeah, you're just this very abundant person. You're here, you're now. We have seeds, yeah. You are a fresh, what is that? A tall glass of water. Like, that's the energy. It's like you're just a tall glass of water. And you don't have to be tall, but you know what I mean. Like, you're just fresh energy. We have water here with Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So you could be one of these, transcendence and unity and nurturing and compassion. Yeah, it's because of how much you love people, or how much you've loved yourself, and how that translates and correlates to the people around you. So I'm going to get one of these as well. Okay, Source, can we please have one of these cards out for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. We'll put that there. And then on the bottom of this deck, we have like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. Like, I can't make this up. You're a very loving person. You're like, you are the reason that people are like, oh my gosh, maybe love is really a thing. Like, maybe we should be more loving. You could be a Virgo. We have integrity, reverence, and service. I feel like that's a part of your soul purpose, is to be of service to humanity, to help reconnect humanity with their heart, with their soul, with who they are. Yeah, you hold a lot of power, this dualistic power, right? It's like you help people see that not everything is black and white. Just because something's really bad today doesn't mean that you're having a bad day. And so you have the power to help people see clearly through the turbulence in their lives. And they immediately fall in love with you. They're like, oh my gosh, this person is the answer to all of my prayers. Like, electric eel. Whoa! Holy Toledo camera. What is happening? I'm not touching it. Look, I have both hands right here. I am not touching this right now. Hold up. Let me see if I can get this to stop. 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 Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Are you going to let me? Okay, wow. We don't need ultra wide. Are you going to just keep tripping? Wow, that was intense. That's the kind of power you have. Look, pile 1. Whoa. That was, look at how it's like, it feels like it's so slow right now. Like, I reached in and it felt like it was like ultra slow. That was weird. Okay, so we have bring your ideas to life. But electric eel, like this power, you're very electric. You shock people. People don't expect you to be the you that you are. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Then we have, look, I cannot make this up. We have fruit bat, flying fox with kindness here, number 12. You help people see that it's okay for them to love the dark parts of themselves, the shadow parts of themselves. You help them see that it's okay to be kind to that part of themselves, because you're kind to that part of themselves. Is that right? Something. Anyways, you help them see that there's no reason to disconnect yourself from any one aspect of yourself. You're helping them to embody and embrace that. This is already intense for you, pile one. So let's check out the card that we got here. New love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So this is why people fall in love with you. You actually come in and help people heal on a very spiritual level. You could help patch up holes in auras. And this is a very energetic thing. You wouldn't actually consciously know that this is happening, except for that you will consciously see someone brighten up when they see you. You'll see that people are acting differently when they're around you than when you see them interact with other people. And it's because you're this healing energy that comes in and helps people deal with the karmic situations that they've been going through, and it helps give them hope. It's like, oh my gosh, if pile one can reach for the stars, then I can too. Right? That's what I'm saying, like, you're relatable. That's what that average means. It's not that you're an average person, but there's something about you that makes you relatable. It's like people are like, oh my gosh, pile one is human. Like, I can actually relate to pile number one. They're not this robot or this unobtainable person that I'm never going to get to that level. And that's why people fall in love with you. I'm actually really glad that I did this today. So this is what I see for you here, pile number one. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little lightning bolt down below and say, it's okay for me to be a shocking person, because that's me being true to myself. If it resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. And I want to take a quick second to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of pyrite, or if you were drawn to this deck in the beginning, then this is going to be your reading on why do people fall in love with you. Men, women, it doesn't matter. This is just why people fall in love with you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. Truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you're wondering about the setup, I explained all of that in the intro, so you can definitely check that out. But I will say this, the camera may wibble wobble a little bit. There's nothing I can do about that, and that's why I'm saying if you're wondering what happened, you can definitely check out the intro. I'm going to move these off to the side. We'll check those out in a little bit. Should this happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop to it, and let's find out, why do people fall in love with pile number two, source? What would you like to tell us today? Why do people fall in love with pile number two? What messages do you have for us today, source? Why do people fall in love with pile number two? Okay, so we've got the North Node, the 8th house, and Cancer energy. Ooh, already interesting. So these are going to be really close to the camera, just letting you know. You're going to be able to see these really well. Okay, so we've got the 8th house, Cancer, and North Node. Interesting. Okay, so why do people fall in love with you? You're mysterious, but you're also loving. Like, it's interesting. It's like people are drawn to you because of your natural ability to nurture yourself, to nurture others, and your presence. And you may have come from pile number one. That's been a message for pile number one. But the other thing about you is that you're deeply mysterious. Like, You're dark, you're mysterious, people don't know what's going on behind the walls with you. It's like, I want to get to know you. I want to be in your energy so that I can get to know what makes you tick, what makes you go, what's unique about you, what you like to do, what are you passionate about. And it feels like those are all things that are a secret. And I feel like for you, Pile 2, you're kind of like, really? Because I'm not that secretive. But you appear like a big enigma to people. They're like, oh, okay, that's a mystery. I don't know what's going on here. And you are doing something that's very unique to you. Right? So whether that's your work or your hobbies or just the way that you believe things, whatever it is that you put a lot of time and energy and effort into, you're doing something that's unique to you. Even if other people do the same thing that you do, it's like you bring a very unique energy to it and a very different way of doing things. And that's why people are instantly attracted to you. They're instantly in this energy of like, pile number 2 has this power and this strength. And you intimidate people too. And I feel like people... As weird as that is, but it's like we talk about sometimes, especially I've talked about this on my podcast, how people are drawn to those that they can't have, that they're intimidated by, or that they feel like they would have to chase. People are drawn to that. I feel like people would have to chase you because they'd have to prove that they're actually even worthy of your time. And so because you're not just giving your energy out to every Nilly and Joe on the street, people are immediately falling in love with you because it's like you're the guy next door, the girl next door, the person next door, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, they're already involved with somebody, but are they? Because we never hear about who they're involved with, or we don't really know what's going on. I also feel like you have a very sweet nature about you. Like you take care of the people that you care about. So it's like whether that's coworkers, whether that's family, whether that's friends, like you genuinely want people to excel in life. And there's so many people who see that and they immediately fall in love with that. It's like, man, if I had pile 2 in my corner, like I could go so far. Because you genuinely want people to do good. You're always cheering people on from the sidelines. It's like you want people to have success in their lives because you feel like, I'm successful. I feel like I'm doing the best in my life. And I feel like maybe I didn't have that support in my life. And so I'm going to support others. And people are very, very drawn to that. Also, I feel like you have some very intense... Okay, so there's 2 things coming through. You either have very intense eyes, or you have very big, like anime eyes, like very big eyes, right? Like everybody falls inside of them. Like maybe you've heard that you've had bedroom eyes before or something like that. And both of those can absolutely be bedroom eyes, but it just feels like you either have incredibly dark, intense eyes that people are like, they can't help but look, or you have these big bedroom eyes that people can fall into, and that's why people fall in love with you. So let's get some more out and find out. Source, why do people fall in love with pile number 2? Why do people fall in love with pile number 2, Source? Okay, thank you. Why do people fall in love with pile number 2? Why do people fall in love with pile number 2, Source? Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins coming out. Have a fun day. Look at this. She made the lunch for someone she cares about, right? The single mom energy. It's like maybe you are, if you have children, like maybe your children's friends call you mom. And I know that's weird, right? Like that's weird to bring up on this type of reading. But hear me out. It's that energy because you're going to be like, oh, you'll never come to my house or go hungry. Like even you could do that with your friends and people that you barely know. Like you could invite them over, like coworkers. You could say, oh, I'm having a get together. Why don't you come over? And, you're in this energy of like, I've got food, help yourselves. Nobody goes hungry here. Everybody, gets to eat. It's a big thing. We come together. So we have the 5 of Roses and we have the Ace of Coins here. First date and competition energy. Yeah, you're so sweet. this is interesting. We have the Knight of Mirrors, which is the meathead. And as I said on pile 1, the swords cards in this deck are so trippy to me. Like, they're just kind of hilarious. But you are someone who doesn't wait around, right, for people to come in and save you. You're always healing. You're always moving to the next level. I mean, look, we've got Temperance here. We have the Empress here, the Bachelorette. And you are someone who's just very reassuring to others. You're very kind and generous. You give your heart to others. You give this love to others. But it's deeper than that. It's like you just genuinely care. It's like if you see someone that's hurting, you're going to be the person that goes over and says, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Do you need anything? Like, you're going to be the person that comes up with a cup of tea or a cup of toffee. Toffee? Maybe you bring toffee. A cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And you're going to be like, hey, do you need someone to talk about it? Or do you just want me to sit here with you? Like, you don't push people to give you information, but you genuinely just want people to be okay. And you go out of your way to do that. And you're this very attractive person. You're incredibly attractive and magnetic because of that. It's like everybody knows that if they're your friend, like, they have a friend for life. You got a friend in me. Right? Like, they just know you're going to be a friend for life. And you're someone who, when things are good, like, you're a party person. You like to have a good time. You like to laugh. You like to have all these, things going on. And it's like you're genuinely going out of your way to enjoy life. You live on purpose. And that's something that they find so incredibly attractive. And it's like people want to be with you. They love you because they want to live your life with you. And you may have a lot of people who are jealous of you, especially here with the competition and the Five of Roses. But it's interesting because the Five of Roses in the Tarot Marseille actually talks about finding balance after a situation like this has happened. And so oftentimes I feel like you don't tell people what hardships you've been through in your own life, or, if you do, it's just a select few people who actually know what it is that you've gone through. And so whenever a really bad situation comes up, you might share a part of your story with people, and then everyone's like, how did you find balance again? And you just are really honest about it. I just took care of myself, and I focused on self-love, and I focused on making sure that I could be the best version of myself, and I wasn't so attached to what was going on, and I really just didn't want to live in the pain of that. And people are so enthralled by that. And then I also feel like if you are at work, like, you may bring in sweet treats for people. You may bring in treats for people because it's like, hey, you know what? I wish somebody did this for me. And you're like being the change that you want to see. And so people fall in love with you because of that. And it's not that they see a housewife or a house husband or a house person. It's not that. It's just that you do things for people that no one else thinks to do, or that people think to do that, but they never go out of their way to do it. And so you have the Ace of Coins. It's like you're a gift because you're constantly gifting things. Your love language might be gifts. Like, that would not surprise me, pile 2, if your love language was gifts. And it's just this interesting. It was 11:11 on the clock. There's just this beautiful energy coming through where it's like people are like in love with you because you're always thinking about them, and you make people who don't feel seen. It's like, oh, I'm not seen, I'm not cared about. Like, I have family at home, but nobody does anything nice for me. And you're like, really? Here's a cupcake, or here's a brownie, or here's some cookies, or here's some candy, or here's some little sandwiches that I made for everybody. Take one because you deserve that. Like, you're just such cute. It's so cute. Like, it is so cute. I just want to give you a hug, pile 2. It's just so freaking cute. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, I have this huge smile on my face because it's like, seriously, so cute. Like, if we had more people in the world like that, can you even imagine what this world would be like? It would just be so different. So different. Okay. So I'm going to get some description messages. This is a little bit loud. So if you'd like to mute it, when I'm done grabbing the messages, I'll put my hands back in the screen like this so that you know we're ready to move on. So here we go. Okay, so source, what description messages can you give to us for pile number 2? Why do people fall in love with pile number 2? Why do people fall in love with pile number 2? Why do people fall in love with pile number 2? Okay, thank you. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Got a few messages. Okay. Hourglass. So you have an hourglass figure. Yeah, with the Empress coming out, that doesn't surprise me at all. Very curvy, delicious. Fixed sign. Yeah, what did I say? It wouldn't surprise me if you were a Leo on here, or like, I don't know. Did I say that? Because I meant to say that because that's usually Leo's love language is to give gifts, right? They just love to give gifts. But if I didn't, I meant to say that. But fixed sign, which would be Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio energy, which we have Scorpio. We have Taurus energy with the Empress and Leo here. So it could be a fixed sign. You're an artist. So you might be very artistic in the way that you dress. You may be very artistic in just life in general. You may carry around a sketchbook with you and have drawings. You may paint. You're all smiles. Yes, I love that. Just always looking on the bright side. You're a cup of sunshine. Long legs. Yeah, you could have long legs. Hairy. Okay. Again, don't take that all crazy or anything like that. You could just have really thick hair. You could not shave your legs or your armpits. I know some people find that disgusting, but you know, that's really us in our natural state. So you might be like kind of a hippie in that way, and no judgments here, right? If you're a man, then because you have a hairy chest or a hairy back. We have an accountant. Okay, so you could be an accountant, or because you're really good with numbers, you maybe work in your industry, you maybe work in the numbers place of your industry, or with data or something along those lines. Okay, thank you. So we have Cardinal. Okay, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Yeah, you're making ways in the world, right? You're like a path shower, pathfinder. Truthful with number 33. I speak my truth and expect everyone I care about to do so too. Yeah, you definitely hold people to a higher standard, right? And I love this image. It's the moth instead of the butterfly, and the moth is like a dark transformation through shadow work, through the darkness, like embracing the dark feminine or the dark masculine, but knowing that that's equally as enticing and sexy and attractive as just the feminine and the masculine energies, right? It's just knowing that there's power in understanding and embracing the darkness within the shadow part of yourself. And so that's something that definitely stands out about you. And it's something that, you know, being very truthful here is something that people really do appreciate. On the bottom, we have the romantics. I allow romance to touch my heart every day. And I feel like when people fall in love with you, they really want to be romantic with you. Like they want to give you gifts. They want to shower you with roses and flowers and attention. And they want to take you to movies and these beautiful dinners and these trips. Like, it's like people daydream about doing these really romantic things with you, taking you on a romantic getaway for a weekend or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me if you've lived that in your life. Yeah, with whale and breach, like that's just confirming. This talks about like I want to get outside of the office. So this could be a lot of people that you work with that are falling in love with you, but it could just be everywhere in general as well. But this card really talks about I want to get out of the office. I want to get out of Dodge and go experience something outside of my zip code for a little while. And they could be wanting to, go on a cruise with you or go across the ocean with you, whatever it is. It's like they really just want to go somewhere with you where you're not around all the people that you talk to. So there could be one energy that's really coming through here that's saying, like, I really want to get together with pile number 2, and they're waiting for the right time to say something to you. Okay, on the bottom, yeah, we have be at home. That's a chill energy coming in. It's like you're just somebody who is just very chill. Like we could sit at home and watch Netflix. We could sit at home and make dinner, or we could go out. You're just a very open, free person who's willing to just experience life. And a lot of people really, really enjoy that, especially in this rigid society that we're in. Okay? Protected. Protection with lioness here. We have number 3 again. So you could see 333 a lot, but it's like this inner light shines out. You help people with the light that comes from you. This beautiful, bright, magnificent light that you are. You help people with that. And when they're around you, they're just at peace and they feel like they can put down the mask. They don't have to hide who they are. You somehow break down their walls without even trying. And I feel like that comes from that nurturing. Like you're just not here to judge people for what it is that they go through or who they are. And just understanding that we all have a life and we're all going to make choices based on that. So let's get some yin yang cards on it. Okay, 2 more. Okay. 1 more here. Source for pile number 2. Okay, thank you. And on the bottom, we have air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. You also speak the truth wherever you go. Okay, so we have rejection and loss fragmented that came out. Like, you help people heal by just being so loving towards them. They recognize that they don't have to feel rejected anymore. They recognize that they don't have to feel lost anymore. You help them release with autumn and harvest here. You help them release this idea that everybody's out to get them. And you help them see that not everybody's like that. Yeah, you're very clear on what it is that you want from life. But you're also very clear about other people. You're very intuitive with the 3rd eye here. But you're also somebody who really thrives in this place of imagination. So I feel like you also help people connect with their inner child. And North Node, once again, you're walking in your cosmic purpose. You're just a bright light in their lives. Conjunction, a union, merging, coming together. Yeah, so someone could be coming forward to offer you a relationship soon, but I also feel like you just help people feel like they belong. Like there's no reason to feel ostracized. There's no reason to feel rejected. Like you're human the same as everyone else, and if people are judging you for that, like that's their problem, and you help people really see that. And synergy with Green Man, and this is all about balance. You were sent to help balance this energy, the negative and the positive. And so you don't walk on one side or the other, you walk in the middle. And because you walk in the middle, that's where that peace comes from. It's like people aren't, when they're with you, it's not about being overly excited, it's not about being really sad, it's about finding peace in the middle. That's the balance, right? A rebirth is assured with Bat Spirit. This is so intriguing. You may have watched pile number 1. You don't have to watch pile number 1 because this actually was a lot different type of energy coming in. But there's a lot of cards that came out that were kind of similar, right? And so we have with Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. It's showing that you help people transform. You help them transform their darkness. So you help them see that they're capable of being loved just as they are. It's like when someone is in that energy and they feel like, oh, I don't deserve to be loved, it can cause a lot of things going on for us. So I'm going to grab 3 of these for you out of this deck. 1 more source for pile number 2. Okay, well, how many is this? That's 3 altogether. Well, let's see what we've got. Twin Flames. yin yang, balance, union, duality, complement, polar opposites. So this does feel like someone is coming in to offer you a union coming together. Now, I'm not here to say it is going to be your twin. If you feel like you're a twin flame, that's not what I'm here to say yes or no to. 22:22 on the clock. What I'm saying is that someone is going to come forward and offer you some sort of connection here, because you bring this balance into their lives. There's a lot of balancing out coming in here. You're walking that center line. Ascending, we have learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union, new phase. Yeah, I can't make this up. So there's definitely someone here who is in love with you, and they definitely want to offer you a connection. We have old school, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So there's someone here who's thinking about all the times that you had together, and they're feeling very passionate about you. I feel like a lot of people feel very passionate about you. Like they'd feel really jealous if you got together with someone that wasn't them. And that's no beef against you. It's just that, you know, there's going to be some that are brave enough to take a chance, and there's going to be some that aren't. So we do have that sparks and having fun, equal interest, and burning desire. And then we did have mask, hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight and personify. And I feel like you help people let this mask down. That's what I was getting from the gorilla card here. You help them put down the mask. You help them put down that I need to be someone that I'm not so that I'm accepted. And you're like, no, you deserve to be accepted as you are. Right? The dragonfly. Lighthearted and adapt. Finding out and change. Things coming to light and heal. I have the hiccups. Yeah, so you definitely help people heal. And they can't help but be in love with you, attracted to you, and want to get to know you more. And I do feel like there is a lot of people who love you from a distance. But there's also someone here who's getting the courage to come forward. Could that be today? Maybe. Could that be tomorrow? Maybe. Who knows what the time frame is, because it's going to be different for everyone. But there's this energy that is coming through where they want to offer you something, and it's ultimately going to be up to you. So trust your intuition, pile 2. You're doing a great job. You are beautiful energy, and I'm so honored I got to connect with you. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave the little flame emoji down below and say, by being true to my heart and wearing my heart on my sleeve, I get to help others begin to love themselves deeply. And if this resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary to do so below in the description box. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful rock, or if you were drawn to this pile of oracle cards, and this is going to be a reading on why do people fall in love with you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey, the channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. It's that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should this message resonate, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Really quickly, you might notice there's a little bit of a different setup today. I explained that in the intro. You're more than welcome to check that out. Everything is going to be a lot closer, and you may bounce around a little bit. It's just something I cannot control at this time. But let's go ahead and hop to it and find out, why do people fall in love with pile number 3 source? What messages can you give to us today? Why do people fall in love with pile number 3? What would you like to say? Why do people fall in love with pile number 3? Oh, and before we even look at the dice, I had a channeled message. So I could not get this song out of my head when I was prepping for your pile. Is it girls just don't wanna have fun? Whoa, girls just don't wanna have That's all they really want. So I don't know who sings that, but if you definitely comment that below, it truly does help, and I really do appreciate that. And also the other message that was coming in is that you overcome obstacles like a beast. Nothing gets in your way. Like, nothing ever slows you down. Nothing ever stops you. And it's like, you're not afraid of facing your fears, and you're not afraid of facing the challenges that come by, right? And so that's something that was coming out as a channel message before I came onto your pile, okay? So we've got the 12th house, the North Node, and we've got Taurus, Mars. Well, okay. Anyways, yeah, you could have North Node in Taurus or Pisces. You don't have to, but that's that energy that's coming through right now. Very spiritual, right? And like I said, these are going to be super close. There's nothing I can do about that today. It's just the way it is. So hang with me. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, you're someone who's walking in your North Node. You're extremely loyal. You're determined. You're vicious when it comes to facing your fears. And that's the type of energy that people need in their lives. And so it's easy to fall in love with you because you're always encouraging yourself and motivating yourself to be a better version of you. And it gives other people the courage to do the same. I do feel like a lot of people don't feel guilty because they can't keep up with you. You're constantly on the go. And so I feel like a lot of people do feel guilty about that, but they can't help but admire and love you because of your resolve. Wow, I almost lost my voice there. You're very psychic. You are very connected to the divine here. You're absolutely in this beautiful spiritual energy where it's just like you encompass all good things, right? You are very wise. You have an old soul. You just seem to understand the life and understand situations that happen when it leaves people wondering why. Why the hey? Why is this happening to me? Why did that go down? Why am I dealing with this? And you're over there like, well, these are all learning lessons, or these are all valuable things that you can really truly grow from. And people fall in love with you because of that. And you're very authentic, and you're living your path of purpose. You're living in a very centered, grounded place. And you're also extremely magnetic. With Taurus energy here, you're just living in this place of receiving. Like, understanding that you are the creator of your reality and choosing to create from that. And I feel like that's been a long time coming for you, pile number 3. Like, it's something that you may have struggled with greatly, is understanding and embracing the concept that you are your own creator. And it's like, as you continue to grow more and more, you're beginning to realize, like, no, I actually do create my reality. I can let my life be at the hands of circumstances, or I can get up and do something about it. And so you're getting up and doing something about it. Why do I hear that song right now? I think it's for International Delight. Every morning I wake up and I reach for my smiley face cup and get a little pour from you. Okay, like, that's it. You reach for your smiley face cup. Like, you're just like, look, I could either let my life be a disaster, or I can choose to make my life better. And people immediately fall in love with that because it's like, you're a hope. You're a symbol of hope in the world. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you overcome challenges. That's it. And I think Wayne Brady's the one who sang that. And it's an old commercial. It's for International Delight. It's an old commercial. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just funny. Like, and girls just want to have fun. Like, you just want to live your life to the best of your ability. Right? It's like the whole world could tumble around you tomorrow and you would still find something to be happy about. You would still find something that would make you feel good. You would still find something that gives you reason to continue to live on purpose, right? So, Source, why do people fall in love with pile number 3? Now I'm going to have that song stuck in my head. Just came out of nowhere. Every morning I wake up and I reach for my smiley face cup. Get a little pour from you. The end of it. No more boring black coffee for me. I don't remember all the words to it, but that's just... Okay, one more. Oh, look, I already got a smile on my face right now. Like, I already feel good. You got some good energy, pile number 3. Some good energy. I need you in my life, pile 3. Why do people fall in love with pile number 3, source? Why do people fall in love with pile number 3? Here we go. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Cups, which it says self-elimination, but this is the family card. We've got the Queen of Roses, the Beauty Queen, and we've got Temperance with Keep It Chill. Here's the thing, like, I'm getting this energy that you're completely different than your family, than everybody that you grew up around. Like, you're so different. And then we have the 4 of Coins on the bottom, possessive. Yeah, and there are people here who do want to possess you. I actually feel like it's family that's tried to keep you under lock and key. Like, they're afraid to share you because, like, yeah, with the 4 of Cups here, or I'm sorry, the 6 of Cups here, butterflies, because you're this beautiful being, right? You're just this beautiful energy. And then we have Justice here with opening up. It's like you had to set yourself free from something that was very possessive. This could have been even a past relationship. Maybe you do relationship counseling or some sort of counseling, or your counseling has helped you to free yourself from a situation that was really overbearing and awful. And it's like people see that. They see how much you've transformed, and they see that if you can get through something like that, then they can too. But I feel like this is just interesting energy because it's like you have let go of something when it comes to your family, right? You have the ability to seamlessly integrate the opposites. You know, that's shadow and light, dark and light, whatever it is. And you're going on this self-improvement journey. And I love that it's like the self-elimination and you're pointing at this self-improvement. It's like you're patient, you're perseverant. You're really in this slow journey to make yourself better. And you're always in that place of uncomfortable change, but yet somehow you just embrace it. You're like, cool, bring me my favorite drink. I'm going to kick back like it's Sunday morning, you know, and I'm just going to enjoy because that's all I can do, you know. And that's what makes you very, very attractive. And you are very physically attractive, but you're also someone who sets very strong boundaries. You don't just let anybody come into your energy. And part of that's because of your past, where maybe you did let people come in, anybody come in. And the 4 of Coins in the Tarot Marseille really does talk about stability, financial stability. So you're finding a place in the world and learning how to stably take care of yourself financially wise, like not trying to depend on people. But this energy is very, very different with this card because you have like the thorns coming out here and you have this heart that's like being suffocated under this chain that has even like sharp points on it. And I feel like for you, pile 3, you've had your heart broken a lot in life. You've had a lot of betrayals, a lot of upsets. You've gone through a lot of people who just didn't care that you were such a phenomenal energy in their life, right? And it took a long time for you to heal from this type of energy, but you had to let go of something. And it's like there's either a group of people here or one person here who has seen you move beyond something that was suffocating you, and through that they've seen you turn into this beautiful person and find justice in your life and become, you know, with the King of Wands, become someone who's self-sufficient and who inspires others and who takes care of business. And you're not looking for an excuse, right? You're not looking even for an excuse from you, because it's like, look, I could play the victim here or I could take control. And that's what it is. It's like I've overcome something. And so this is why people are falling in love with you. And you could use your story to help inspire others, or you're thinking about using your story to help inspire others. And they're showing you here that this is where your transformation comes from. It's just understanding that you're not alone in having gone through this, that you're helping others find balance and find a new sense of self-worth. And that new sense of self-worth is helping people to realize that we don't have to stay in situations that aren't serving us. And this is why people fall in love with you, because you give them the courage to move beyond hard situations. You give them the courage to overcome their own obstacles. It's not even about like, oh, pile 3 could do it, because that's something that came out in pile 2. Oh, pile 2 can do it, so can I. It's like you help them find the solution for themselves. So it's a lot different energy. It's just like, I'm going to help you find the answer for yourself. And that answer is going to be what inspires you to be the best version of yourself. That's going to inspire you to become a stable person. And there's also something about your eyes. Like, I feel like maybe you wear glasses, or you have your eyes covered a lot, or maybe you don't even show your eyes that much. Like, maybe you wear hats that cover your eyes or something like that. And so something about your eyes is very attractive. Like, it's very cold. Maybe you have like ice blue eyes, or you have very bright eyes. And when people actually do see your eyes, it leaves them cold in their tracks. Like, whoa, I was not expecting that from pile 3, right? But it's just something that is very unique about you, and they can understand why someone would want to possess you, but at the same time they don't feel like that's right, because they see you as this beautiful butterfly that deserves to be free. It's not even a free spirit. Like, you are a free spirit, but it's not even that. It's like you deserve to be free, unchained, uncaged. You deserve to own the world, and that's what you do. Slowly, bit by bit, you're taking charge of the world, and it had to do with you leaving a situation that was like family. Okay, I'm gonna get some description messages. This is kind of loud, so once I finish, you're more than welcome to mute that. If you have sensitive ears, I understand. And when I'm done and I've got them, I will wave my hands in the frame like this, so you know that we're back and ready to go. So here we go. Alright, Source, can you please give me some description messages for pile number 3? Can you give me some description messages for pile number 3? Give me some description messages for pile number 3. Some description messages for pile number 3. Okay. So let's see what we've got going on here. You're a strong person. That's what I keep hearing. Like, you're very strong. Like, people look at you and they wish they could be as strong as you are. Like, I wish I had the courage that pile 3 had. Okay, so we have sculpted came out. You could be really fit. Apathetic. Interesting. Mature. I feel like you're just really disconnected from the outcomes. Like, it's like I said, it's like you're in this energy of doing what you want and going towards what you want, but not being connected to the outcome, and feeling almost like disassociated, right? We have Taurus energy here once again. We got Taurus in the dice, so you could be a Taurus, have North Node in the Taurus. I heard 9th house, 7th house in Taurus. Again, those are just clarifiers for certain people. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Sharp eyes. Exactly. Didn't I say that? There's something about your eyes coming through. Like, you see through people's souls. You see through the masks. You see through everything, all the BS. You see them straight down to who they are. And that kind of like trips people out. They're like, oh no. We have halo hair. Okay, so some of you could have halo hair. Or some of you could have straight hair. Okay. Alright, so let's grab some oracles out and see what comes through. 10th house. We have structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. You know why people fall in love with you? Because you know exactly who you are. You know what you want to do. You know the type of life you want to live. You want to know that you already know the impact that you want to have on people, and you live that. And you're not afraid to live that. We have sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential in a rewarding situation. Yeah, you definitely trigger people, but they also don't mind being triggered by you, because it's like, oh, okay, like pile 3 triggered me in a way that I feel like I can actually heal this aspect of me. The storyteller. I have the right to speak because I listen when others speak. Yeah, so there's something about your story that's coming into play here. It's like there's something that your story helps other people heal. And then we have number 3 and your pile number 3. So it's like the bard. That's what I heard when I flipped this over. You're the bard. You know, traveling bards used to be the ones that passed on myths and legends and stories, and that's how people used to get their entertainment, were from traveling bards. And it's like that's how they learned valuable lessons on how to live life. When they talk about that in mythology and folks tales and stuff, it's this energy of someone who went around and shared that with someone who was really good about telling it, or really good about sharing that with others, and it helped others have a good life. And so there's something about your story that helps others have a good life, and that's why people immediately fall in love with you. And I feel like, especially for people who are extremely attracted to you, it's not just a friendship love. It's like they hear your story, pile 3, and they're like, I cannot believe that someone as incredible as pile 3 has had to experience and endure all that. And a lot of people who fall in love with you may or may not have gone through similar situations or difficulties like what you have. It's just this energy that, you know what, pile 3 deserves to be loved, and they deserve to be cherished, and I want to be that person that is that. And it's also the fear that you might reject them is why a lot of people don't come forward. We have the persistent. I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. Yeah, you never give up. You overcome. Like, even when things fall apart, you find new ways to go. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I could let this hold me back, or I could choose to, figure out a new way to do it. So we have full moon with completion. This just feels like you've ended a cycle, especially when it comes to your path of purpose. You're not holding back anymore. You're not letting people tell you what to do. You're not letting circumstances. Exactly what I was saying. Like, it's just a completion for you. And people are seeing that. Like, there's a lot of people here who I feel like have been with you on a journey. Maybe you have a social media. Maybe you're on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Insta, whatever it is. I do feel like there's been people here who have watched you grow and go through certain things, and they've seen how you just stay you. You never change. You just stay you. I mean, you grow too, but you are you. Yeah, invocation with ceremony here. You're very connected to source. Very connected. It wouldn't surprise me if you're a psychic medium. If you have one of the clairs, it would not surprise me at all. They see that you're someone who shares that with others freely. What else, source? Okay, I guess you're gonna get 2 of these. So we have time to collaborate with Ant Spirit and set healthy boundaries, number 3 and number 1. Yeah, so you definitely are someone who, wow, I have the hiccups. You set very solid boundaries, but you also aren't afraid to connect with new people. And I feel like you are reaching out. You're doing things that are unusual for you. Like, maybe you've been a hermit for a long time, and now you're starting to reach out to people. People are seeing that growth. Okay, and that's why they fall in love with you. And I know it seems weird, but it's just what they're attracted to. We have Deer Spirit with Bring a Gentle Touch on the bottom here, and you're so innocent and sweet. And I feel like that's another reason why people fall in love with you. It's just like, how could this innocent person who's so sweet and so loving and so kind, how could they ever experience the horrors that they talk about? How could anyone ever treat them that way? How could anyone ever be like that with them? Because they're so beautiful and kind and gentle. And for you, you're like, that's just how it was. Like, you're not attached to it. You're like, I had to go through this because otherwise I wouldn't be here. 21:12 on the clock. Like, you're just someone who understands it. You get, this is just how my life was, but that doesn't mean that's who I am. So we have loyalty with red crown crane. You're a very loyal person, very connected here. Again, with 29, it's 11. Very spiritual number here. You definitely do channel source energy. You do channel that unconditional love. You help people reconnect with their emotional well-being. You help people connect with a very secure space in their emotions. And that's why people fall in love with you. And then on the bottom, yeah, we have number 4 here with wisdom and owl. Again, another messenger for, psychic mediumship. That's something that owl would definitely show up for, because it's the messenger from the passed on or the deceased realm to the living realm. And we have this sense of purity coming through here. Just a very innocent person. You're very kind, and I heard cultured came through right now, and you're just someone who knows how to love others wholeheartedly, and you're not trying to change people. And I feel like that's why people fall in love with you too, because when they hear your story, they're just so shocked that you've ever had to experience something like that. Okay, thank you. So we've got feminine here, so you could be the divine feminine. Definitely standing strong in your divine feminine energy right now. Okay, we've got action, courage, Jupiter with new beginnings, right? So in your planet of luck right now, which of course you would be because you're in your north node, party and external. So you could be affected a lot by people outside of you, or have been in situation by people outside of you that have tried to get you to falter, who have tried to get you to switch up off your path. And people have seen that. People have seen other people try to attack you, whether that's verbally, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They've watched you, and they've watched you overcome that. They've watched you still stand strong as a person. That's why I say I feel like a lot of people here for you, Pile 3, they've been around with you for a long time. Like, they've seen you overcome quite a bit of things. Receive and open. Yeah, you're definitely in this time of receiving. There's a lot of blessings that are about to come to you, and that could mean love as well, but people are watching you receive, and you give them this knowing that while you're manifesting your life, you're like a living embodiment of it, and you help teach others that they too can manifest their life. So you could be an air sign. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could have also come from one of the other piles, but I just feel like here we see she's holding her throat, and this is that energy of you live with your heart and you speak your truth. You're not afraid to speak your truth. You're not afraid to live in who you feel like you are. Like, even though things have maybe have happened to make you change your course, we have you here in your North Node energy. So let's get one of your oracle cards from the deck you picked. Okay, we have Oscar Wilde. I can resist everything except temptation. Hearts are made to be broken, and true friends stab you in the front. Yeah, it's like you're a very detached person, right? You're the temptation. It's not that you're always being tempted. It's like you're the temptation, and you recognize that, and you've overcome your heart being broken, and you've overcome friends who have betrayed you. And it's like you've been betrayed to your face, you've been betrayed behind your back, and you share that with people, and yet you're still this very intensely beautiful soul. It's like no matter how hard life got, life never hardened you, and people really, really appreciate that. That's why people fall in love with you. And we have George Clooney on the bottom. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that you're also very attractive, right? If you commit the perfect heist, make sure you don't brag about it. Intelligence is the sexiest attribute. And once you share your personal life, it's not personal. That's why I'm saying, like, it's like you do share your story, right? But you're not afraid to share your story. It's like, it's fine. That these are the things I have to share, because I know I'm not the only person who experienced these hardships. I know I'm not the only person who's experienced this hurt. But if I can stay true to myself after going through all of these awful situations, then maybe I can give people hope that they can too. And you're very intelligent, you're very witty, you're very wise, and people are really attracted to that. And I just feel like you steal people's hearts away. Men, women, it don't matter, people. binary, non-binary, it doesn't matter. You just steal people's hearts away. Like, they just can't help but be in love with you. They can't help but be magnetized to you, especially with Taurus energy coming out twice on your reading. They cannot help it. Especially being in this divine feminine, you're just naturally attractive, right? So this is what I see for you here, pile number 3. If you feel like this is your message, is there a little lock emoji? I think there is. Leave the little lock emoji down below and say, by being true to myself, I release myself from the chains of my past. And if this resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.